Hi everybody! It is Wednesday afternoon at 2 and I'm live, and today I want to show you a little VIP project that I snuck into the mail for all my VIP customers. We are making this card right here, which I think is really cute. I hope you have started receiving these in the mail because they went out Friday afternoon, and I figured a lot of people probably received them already. Hi, Noelle. Hope you're having a good day. So, first of all, I just want to show you where I gleamed my inspiration. Out of the core catalog, this is the core, the annual catalog, and on page 24, you will see the wood grain and textures page. Oh, good. Oh, good. I'm glad you got yours. Do you see this cool heart scrapbook page? This has been kind of a big deal among the consultants trying to recreate this page and using a whole bunch of different papers, a whole bunch of different, using the wood grains, using different cardstocks, different papers, etc. And it's been super popular. And I thought it'd be really cute to remake it as a card, because this is one of those things where you need several types of paper to make it shine. So I'm going to set that aside for a minute. And you can see how I kind of recreated that heart shape. Basically, this is something you can do super easy. These are just 1-inch squares chopped in half. And you can see I put mine together kind of sloppy. It's not perfect, but it still looks really cute as a card. And so you don't have to like make everything super perfect. The other thing that I'm going to put this to the side just so you can see it. The other thing I used was the stamp of the month for February. I used this frame and I fussy cut it, and I believe I sent everybody more than one, but I lost track if I sent one or two. And then I also used the Udderly Wonderful little cow and a couple of the messages. I thought these were adorable. Now, every time I fall in love with something in the catalog, it seems like it sells out really fast, and they have already sold out of these thin cuts. You can buy the stamp set, but the little cuts to cut out the images are no longer available. And you know, they come from overseas, and so there's not enough time to order more. I'm sure Close to My Heart would love to order and sell more, but it's just not going to happen. There's a couple of others that are sold out that way too. The one I showed last week, the Get Well Soon, Under the Weather thin cuts are gone, and the little classic car thin cuts are gone. You can still get the stamps because the stamps are all made in-house, but I don't know. So what you're going to need is your envelope with your card in it. Now, I don't know what I was thinking when I was putting these together. All of a sudden I thought, oh, I'm just going to mail these out. And I started sealing them up and addressing them. And then I thought, oh, well, duh. I wanted to give you, you know, the actual envelope. And so some of you, it's kind of a weird little setup. When you open it up, it's like a bigger envelope with an envelope inside. Plus, this is in an envelope. And I'm sorry. It was just because I wasn't thinking at the moment. But many people, I figured it out about halfway through, so several people received it just this way. The card, the parts, inside of an envelope that you can use to mail that off. Alright, so when you open this up, what you'll have is a card base, right? And you just want to make sure that's nice and creased. I always try to make sure my corners line up really nice, but just in case, you know, just check it. And then you should have received a message. This one says, "What's moo?" and a little cow that you can color any way you want. Now I have some markers over here, and I thought, you know, I'll color it at the end. That way people who don't want to watch me color can come back later or can do their own thing. But the hard part is figuring out the heart, right? So when you're gonna put all your little pieces together, and like I said, this is just a 1-inch square that I chopped in half. So you have, you'll notice that you have several patterns, and they're double-sided. So if you have one side that you like better than another, feel free to use it. But I just would sort of put my patterns in a way that I can use them easily. So I should have approximately 4 of each thing. So we have like 4 of this reddish color, 4 of the blonde, 4 of the brown, 4 of the gray, 4 of the stripy boards. Approximately 4 of each. And if you're a short one, I think there's an extra in there anyway. The other thing, the next thing we want to do is ideally start with a row. So here it's easiest if you just start with this center row and go across and lay out your pieces the way you want them, so you can kind of lay out a pattern. You can do this any way you want. This is not like you know, it's not like it's set in stone that you have to do it a certain way. And you'll see, like on my card, some of them I flipped over and did a little differently. And so you can follow the way I did it. I kind of followed the way they did it in the catalog. So if you pull your catalog out, I used more or less the same wood pieces, and so you can do it just like in the catalog, any way that you want. Okay, so I would start with this row, and then from there, like, you can glue those down, and I would say leave just a sliver between each one as you glue. Okay, just a sliver between each one. And like I said, doesn't have to be perfect, because it won't really show. You just, the heart shape in general is what you're going for, right? Okay, and then go ahead and you will do the ones above. So here's one above. And we'll put this one here, and we have this here, and you just kind of keep going until you're happy with how it looks, just following the pattern in the catalog, or the way that I've done it. Either way. So I hope everybody's having a good afternoon. I have been kind of prepping for my surgery. I have surgery on the 21st on my shoulder. I'm not really sure how that's gonna go. I'm kind of like, I'm not really sure if I'm gonna feel good, like be able to use my shoulder enough to do a live that week, but I'm definitely going to show the new catalog. I know I'll be able to, at least one-armed, show the new catalog the week after my surgery, but I'll keep you posted if I feel like I can't do it. Okay, so basically you're making a heart, and then you just take your glue and glue them down. Now, some people use a glue dot. Some people use, you know, tape runner, and I, as you know, like liquid glue. That's just my style. I like being able to wiggle the pieces around into place just a little bit before they're really stuck. And so then I put just a real small piece of foam tape on the message and put it on. And the other part that you will need to do is this. So I have this kind of jute, I guess you would call it, that I bought around Christmas. It's kind of a very rough twine. And what I normally would do, like sometimes I'll just tie a knot in it and then just pull it tight and lay it down and just leave it as a knot. But what I did this time was I tied it as a little partial knot, and I took my other piece and I slipped it through like that. And then you can just pull that really tight. And the thing that's nice about that is that it's movable along your longer string. So now I just need to trim this a little bit, right? Make sure it's tight. And then when I put it on my card, I can move it to however I think it looks good. And what I did to glue it down is a glue dot on each end, and maybe even one in the middle, and maybe one under your knot would work great. But I just used my liquid glue and I went across like this. And then I put a little bit of glue on my knot. And did this. Now this glue, you could use any glue, tacky glue, any glue. This is Barely Arts glue. I use that a lot on my cards. But basically, it's stuck already, see? Isn't that great? It's really fast, which I love. And then you can just trim these edges even. That stuff is hard to... Now, if you are gonna mail this card out, this little knot is pretty thick, and you may want to leave it off altogether. Hi, Heather. Just because you don't want to get it hung up in the mail. One idea that you could do, I also popped up the little cow, but one thing you could do, sometimes I flip these inside out to mail them, which is a little weird. I mean, you know, you think about somebody getting this in the mail and their card is inside out, so the first thing they see is the message that you sent them. But it really does keep it from, I mean, it feels so much smoother. It's not going to get hung up in the mail system. The other thing some people do is they use a real light piece of cardstock or fun foam, you know, that really cheap like kid fun foam on the top, and slide that in. And then it's not bumpy. That bump sometimes will make a problem. So that's how you do that. That's basically the card, and different people will have different messages. We heard it's your birthday. What's new? There's like you're utterly wonderful. I just did several different messages and sent those out. And so that is your VIP card. Did you get yours, Heather? I was thinking you should probably have received yours. So I just want to show you real quick how I colored the cow. And I know the camera is kind of far away to see it, but I start with the pink, which is Coral Blends. Now, when you look at the different markers in the catalog. There is an essential blends and a deep shades, and the blends are the essentials and the shades are the darker colors. And so what I like to do, since I have them all, of course, because oh my god, I love these markers, but basically I am just gonna color in his little nose, and then this is the blend, and so I use the light color, and now I'm going to use the darker color just to do a little shade there, and then just a real light kind of outline. And then I go back in with either the light or the medium, and I just sort of blend this out. So one of the things I decided to do, because people want these markers, but they're pricey. Anybody who spends $50 this month is going to get to pick from one of the deep blends, the essential blends, and you can let me know which one you want. I have a box that I purchased, like a kind of like a hostess reward, and I just decided I'm gonna go through the box. Hi, Kelly. So this is the gold brown blend, which is in the lighter colors, and I'm just gonna go ahead and use the light color to do his nose, around his mouth, and his chest, and that's that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use the darkest. I'll try the medium one. Let's see how dark that is. Yeah, I'll do that around his ears. I know you're all thinking, gosh, what a sloppy color. But honestly, I was going to color in all of these cows for people, but honestly, like, some people really like watercolor and some people really like colored pencil, and you know, markers are too much maybe, I don't know. So I just thought you could do your own thing. And then I'm going to use the darker color just over the shaded area of the stamp. So you can kind of see in the stamp, it has lines where the shading would be, so it kind of tells you where to use that darker color already. And I'm going to shade a little bit under there. I just think he's cute, and if you are unsure about any of it, you can always go back over it, you know, all with the lighter color, to just try to blend it out. Like if this feels too harsh, you just go back over it with the lighter color. And if you like, and if you have all the markers and you want to try the shades, that's the deeper shades, you can go in with the lighter color, and you can even darken some of those shadows even more. So that's the benefit of having all the colors, is that, you know, you can even go in and make that darker. So anyway, there's that. For the flowers, I just keep wanting to show you different colors. So there's a yellow-green blend, which is part of the deep shades, and there's a purple blend that's part of the essential ones. So this is one that you could pick from, and I just thought it would be nice to see what the different colors look like, and for you to know I do actually use them. Sometimes these colors, I have a tendency to kind of grab the same colors over and over, and so I'm going to go in with the darker color here. Sometimes you think, gosh, there's a whole bunch of colors in that box that she didn't even touch. But I do actually use them. This is one of my lesser used colors, this yellow green blend, because it's more of a moss color. I just haven't had a lot of stamps that need this dark kind of mossy green. So this is probably one of my least used, but I like the color. And if I go back in, like even with the middle tone and shade a little bit, it looks nice. I think that using the 50% off Hostess deal for this is an amazing use of that. So it's a great item to buy if you have the money. I think that turned out really cute. And then you just put it on your card. So you can make your flowers any color you want. There I had them kind of blue and purple. So anyway, I just wanted to show you. I just colored it in. That took me, I don't think that took me 5 minutes. So the whole card, really fast to be put together. And again, just start with that center row and make your pattern into a heart. And if you want to copy that pattern and make the big scrapbook page, those are 2-inch squares. So you can experiment a little bit with different sizes. You can use the 2-inch squares. You could probably do a 2.5. I think 3 would take it all the way out to the edge. You know, you think about it's a 12-inch page. That would take it pretty far. So there you go. Thank you for being my VIPs. And I am planning on sending my VIPs little special kits like this every other month or so. And if you have something in mind that you would like to see, I've been trying to use art from the catalog to create these projects because so many of them require a lot of product. Like if you wanted to recreate this page, for example, I mean, look how many things you would have to buy, where we could do, you know, something like that as the VIP special, and you wouldn't have to buy all the product, but you'd get to make the cool card. So if it's something that I'm, you know, if you have a preference for or something you think would work, just let me know and I'll see what I can do. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't. Oh gosh, Father's Day. Yes. Cute. This would be a cute Father's Day. You could just use the heart with the wood shapes and put whatever else you want on it. You don't have to use the cow that I sent. You could put anything on it. Those classic cars, wow, those have been really popular. Those ones in the new catalog, that would look good on here too. So, all right, short and sweet. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to tag this at the top of our group page so that you can go back to it whenever you need to. You can rewatch it, and it is really short, so that's good. And I'm going to finish putting my card together. So thank you. Have a good afternoon.